Hello, my name is Angela Alexander, and I would like to speak to you today about the accidental ingestion of antifreeze by canines, and hopefully provide you with some important steps that can be taken at home to help save your best friend's life. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm simply the proud owner of three best friends and an animal lover that is informed and responsible enough to consider their safety and well-being as important as my own or that of my child. I would like to guide you through the emergency steps that can be taken at home if your dog has ingested antifreeze. Therefore, let me begin with some basic knowledge. A poison, as we know, is any substance that is harmful to the body. According to veterinarian Ron Hines, every year more than 10,000 dogs and cats are poisoned by antifreeze. The toxic ingredient in antifreeze is ethylene glycol, and this product makes up 95% of the product antifreeze. 3 tablespoons of antifreeze is enough to kill a medium-sized dog. Ethylene glycol is sweet and tasty to pets, and because of this, they will actively seek it out. Subsequently, it's important to know the symptoms of this type of poisoning and also to be aware of some of the preventative measures that can be taken at home to prevent this poisoning from occurring. I'd like to begin with obviously clean up any spills or leaks that may occur. This can be done by simply washing the area with water until it is clear and clean of the antifreeze. And always keep the containers sealed and properly stored. If you actually witness the ingestion of antifreeze, you should immediately proceed with the emergency at-home treatment. Of course, the ideal situation would be to get your pet to the veterinarian as quickly as possible, but unfortunately sometimes this is not an option, such as in my case where I live in a very rural area, as you can see by the woods behind me. If you observe some of the clinical signs of poisoning, and those include signs such as staggering or the animal acting in basically a drunken type of behavior, this is cause for emergency treatment as well. Once again, the ideal thing would be to call your vet or take your vet there as soon as possible, but nonetheless, there are basic procedures that can be followed at home and may help to save your pet's life until you can get them to your veterinarian. And these procedures include mainly common household items. The basic idea of performing these procedures is first to induce vomiting and get what has not already been absorbed into your pet's system out as quickly as possible. This can be achieved with the use of hydrogen peroxide, which you most likely have in your medicine cabinet at this time. According to Jill Richardson and Christine Allen of ASPCA Animal Poison Control Centers, 1 teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide per 5 pounds of the dog's body weight should be administered orally with the aid of an oral syringe. These can be purchased at your local pharmacy. Basic, if you have children, you probably already have one of these. It's easier to get the medicine down. The 1 teaspoon of hydrogen peroxide per 5 pounds of dog's body weight with twice as much water in a container, and administer it with the oral syringe until vomiting occurs. This will generally empty 40 to 60% of the animal's stomach content. Once the animal has vomited, you should then administer activated charcoal. If you have an aquarium, activated charcoal, it's very small pellets. If you have an aquarium, you probably already have this on hand because its most common use is to keep the water clean in fish aquariums. If you don't have it on hand, you may want to purchase some to have readily available in case of such an emergency. It's quite inexpensive and obviously quite helpful in such case as this. Activated charcoal absorbs the toxicant and it facilitates its excretion via the feces. Basically, it acts like a magnet by attracting and holding the toxicant to its surface so that it passes through the animal's gastrointestinal tract without being absorbed into the body. Activated charcoal can be given orally as well with a large syringe, or better yet, in larger breeds, common kitchen tool, a turkey baster. It has quite a large opening and is quite effective. Mix the activated charcoal with just enough water to get it to release out of the syringe. The recommended dosage for this is 1 teaspoonful per 2 pounds of body weight, and follow this by a pint of water. You need to get the water down the dog just after the charcoal so that it can do its job. It is then advisable to follow this procedure with a laxative. Please do not use X-Lax. That contains chocolate, and we're dealing with a whole new poisoning issue. Consequently, considering that this type of poisoning is the #1 poisoning in the U.S., it is imperative for any responsible pet owner to know these basic emergency procedures. Of course, you most definitely need to get your pet to the veterinarian as soon as possible, even after having performed these procedures. And in closing, let me just remind you that preparation is the key. Having these simple, common household resources available in case of such an emergency may just save the life of one you love dearly. Thank you.